I was told that we were going to take a moment and talk about Mom. I went back to elementary school. Here was Mom. She was in the PTA. She was the PTA. I'm sure she was probably the PTA president. She was the room mother of my room. Every opportunity I had to brag about my mom, I took full advantage of. You know, my mom is better than your mom. My mom was amazing. And I was always so proud of my mom because she was always there in the classroom with us. And so I could point her out and everyone knew that's my mom. I'd arrive home almost every day to hot chocolate chip cookies coming out of the oven. That and a fresh bowl of Captain Crunch, and you can see the result. Those are my childhood, favorite memories. Is that and Mom always being there. I will forever be grateful, Mom, for your amazing example that continues to teach us today of love, of patience, of understanding, of praise, and amazing service. Most recently, Mom, you have taught us something that I didn't know that you possessed. I knew you possessed it, but not to the degree that you have, and that is strength. Ever since Dad's passing, you have literally carried the family, and through that, you have allowed us to carry on. I love you for your amazing example. I love you for all that you do for us. I am so proud to call you my mom. Love you, Mom. Happy birthday.
Valentine's Day. Mom, there was so much joy that you brought, the anticipation of knowing it was Valentine's Day. This was the most funnest day of the year. Some people like Christmas, but you made us to love Valentine's Day, with the traditions of your family as well, and your sweet dairy. I remember, Mom, you went all out. The heart-shaped hamburger patties, the heart-shaped hamburger buns, the heart-shaped cheese slices, and even the heart-shaped pickles. Mom, you went all out and you taught me, if you're gonna do something, do it right. And don't forget the Valentine heart-shaped cookies that you would frost for us, and then we would take them to our friends and neighbors and secret admirers and put them on their doorstep. But the highlight, of course, was that Valentine surprise box where that special gift was inside. Mom, you've made every day happy for me, including Valentine's. But every day has been so sweet with you as my mom, my best friend. I've always been close to you, Mom. I've always loved you. I've always considered you one of my bestest friends. But since Dad's passing, you've even become even closer to me and more dear to me. Thank you for letting me have my dad talks with you, Mom. I love you, and can't think of a more wonderful person on earth than Mom. I love you. Happy birthday, Mom.
Happy birthday, Dee Dee. I just wanted to say, as your daughter, thank you so much for all that you have done for me. Most of all, for being an example to me, for showing me how to be a grandma, to have fun with my grandchildren, with my kids and my grandchildren, and for showing me, and for especially for my kids, for showing charity to others. You are always so willing to help. And my children have picked that up, going up to random strangers and helping them. I'll never forget that time when we were up in Jackson, and you found that little girl carrying a guitar, and you followed her around the store to make sure that her dad had the money that he needed to buy that. I love you, Dee Dee. Thank you for doing these things for me, for being the example, for being my best friend, for always being there for everything that I've done. Your unconditional love. I love you. Happy birthday. Happy 90th birthday. Love you.
Well, Mom, I get to tell you a little bit of just a few memories that you've given to me for a lifetime. You and Dad are always thinking about everyone. You've done that all your lives. And being 1,150 miles away from us, that's quite a distance. But on special occasions, you would just show up. Sometimes there would be a little thumbprint cookie on a chair, or even the chair from the cabin that you were bringing down for us. And we'd come out and somebody had rung the doorbell and there it was, and you and Dad had come to surprise us. Or sometimes I would be in the library working or teaching a class, and all of a sudden Mom and Dad comes walking down in the hallway into my library, and just there and just making it very special. And some of those days I needed an extra hug, and you must have known because you were there. You took care of all of my teachers too, making 40 hot pads for my teachers at Jefferson, and now just 30 hot pads for my new classrooms and teachers at Lincoln. Always thinking about others, with cookies and soup and popcorn and hot pads. If there's anyone that needed a little bit of love, it came from you. And there was those that lost dear ones recently, and those that have. You were there with sliced meats and buns and chips and drinks and cookies and ice cream, and all you need to do is take it to the door and give somebody a hug and just tell them that you know what's going on and that you love them. People appreciate that so much, and you do that all the time. Also, there's the times when I've been with you at the store when you've had someone in front of you that looked like they were having a hard time, and you just take your credit card up and swipe it through so that you could take care of their purchases. Another special time that just happened recently when we were at the store with some missionary. Mom, I know that you would have a really hard time bearing your testimony out loud, and I want you to know that you bear it every day with your service and your sacrifice that you give. That is your greatest testimony of all. You are Christ-like, my sweet Mom. You are my hero. And you are my precious Mom, whom I love and cherish. I want you to know that. And have a wonderful birthday. Love you.
Sometime from the time that I got off my mission and got married, there was a young man by the name of Johnny Ross that gave us a call and said he was bringing some young adults up for temple work up to Salt Lake from Texas. We offered our home for them to stay for a couple of days, and you found some neighbors that would take in some of these young adults during this time, but they always stayed at our house. And interesting enough, I called Johnny Ross the other day, and yesterday, as a matter of fact, and I asked him what he remembered of that experience. He remembered everything about that experience. He remembered how there was constantly always food in the house, and how fun you were in visiting and talking with them, and that everything was just perfect. And he was so gracious about all the things that he had to say about you and Dad in taking care of them. You know, I have to tell you that this is just one of hundreds of experiences that we saw in our home where you brought people in and made them dear friends for life. And as we have grown with our families, I've always hoped that maybe we've been able to incorporate some of that love that you have for everybody. You know, I know sometimes we don't get the opportunity to hear your testimony, Mom, but you know what? You live it every day of your life. I want you to know how much I love you, and what a glorious, how lucky we are to have had you for all these 90 years, and I'm hoping that this is just middle life for you. Happy birthday, and we love you so much.
Oh, I love you. Hope you realize how much I love you kids. Love ya.